morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. I guess it depends what time of day that you are watching. I'm at the allotment, and thank God, because I haven't been here since it's been a while, maybe 3 weeks. So it is now it's the 1st of February. I'm up here to get a bundle of jobs done. I have written a list. Now, I'm not good with lists because what I do is I write a list and then I go off on side quests. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to write the list. I'm going to put the list on the screen here. And then I'm going to hold myself accountable for doing things on the list. And only those things, just those things. That is it. List things, no side quests. I have come up. I've been flitting back and forth on lunch breaks. I haven't had an actual weekend up here since my last video, which I'm sure was the 11th of January. It was my birthday. We have had nothing but rain, nothing but wind. I've had the hospital appointment, blah, blah, blah. But I have popped up on a couple of lunch breaks and just casually made a mess in a few places. I pulled out some of the broccoli and I pulled out the Brussels sprouts, and then I left them there laying on the floor so that all the other vegetables that underperform can see what happens when you don't pull your weight around here. At least that's my theory. I've come up today. I have just cleared those. I've put those away into the compost heap. I've had a quick blitz around the shed because it was a bit of a mess. Oh, look. Bought some dahlias and things from Tesco's. Oh, I cannot pronounce that. I just can't. Some of those. And then another collection. I bought these last year for the garden and they were really great. So, oh, weren't those? They're pretty too. They won't be being planted at the minute, but I just thought they were actually a fairly decent little price. These were like £5 for like 3 dahlias. Yeah, so I bought those, brought them up with me. Dave is doing the polytunnel. So we will have a polytunnel base and hoops on by the end of today. I'm not going to put the plastic over it though until we're sort of getting ready to actually do some planting in there. Now the first thing on my list is to dig up the rhubarb. The second thing on my list is to then clear the patch where the rhubarb is going to be being planted, which I know seems backwards, but if I dig the rhubarb up, I will then clear the space. If I start clearing the space and then find something else to do, again, we'll end up on a side quest. So I'm not going to do that way. I'm going to do the rhubarb first, dig it up, and then I have to rehome it. That is job number one. And I'll work through my little list as we go along, which was a January list. Being as today's the 1st of February, I need to pull my finger out. It's also just started raining. 3 rhubarbs in here, all of which are going to go over onto the other plot. I assume I can do this job now because, like, you can plant rhubarb now, so surely I can dig it up and move it. That's my theory. That's what I'm going with. Wish me luck. It is now raining a lot heavier than it was a moment ago. On a day that was meant to have absolutely no rain. They actually came up ridiculously easy. I did only put them in like August, maybe, because I had them in the garden in a pot, which was never the plan for where they were going to be. And then we got the allotment, so the plan was then to bring them up here. So once we had a bed made, I brought them up. What will go in this bed come next year will actually be some comfrey. I've got some bare root comfrey coming. So that will go in there to make nice fertiliser and put leaves in with the compost and things. I'm going to go and put those over on plot 2, and I'm going to tick that off my list. I've just noticed too that check water butt was on the list, and I've done that. I did that one lunchtime. It wasn't filling up with water. I think where we had took the connector off and put it back on, we didn't realise it was a way round. So we'd put it back on the wrong way, so it wasn't filling back up. Water butt is done. Rhubarb is done. Plant the blueberry. I bought an extra blueberry. When I bought the first blueberry plant, it said it was like self-fertile and all of that. Which I think it is, but I think they'll still do better when they've got a best friend. So I bought him a best friend. So I'm going to go and put him in. Let's dig him a hole. Have I got some compost? I do have ericaceous compost. Perfect. It's raining. I didn't really want to do that job in the rain. What else can we do? Oh, pot on the cauliflowers. That's an indoor job. I can do that. Bear with, let me go and get the cauliflower. Cauliflower. I sowed these October. Completely ignored them since. They may have had a dribble of water here and there. Lord only knows if they will survive. But we're going to pop them on because I probably should have done it ages ago. Right. Have we got some compost somewhere? I actually don't know if I've got any normal compost. Oh dear. I have compost. Oh my God, it's such a mess in here. I know you're all going to say, it's not a mess, it's the tidiest shit ever. It's not. Right. I am just going to put these on. So some of them have got like, God, they are not looking very happy, are they really? Some of them have got like 2 that germinated in a cell. So I am just going to, I think there's 7 I counted. I just grabbed this out of the bottom of the greenhouse. It was in there, sat in the bed, so it'll be absolutely fine. Minor side quest. Minor, but look. Have purple sprouted broccoli. These ones are getting all little sprouties in there. I mean, they've all fallen over because of the wind. But look, they've got purple sprouties happening. Right, I've dug one of these up. Now I want to kind of cause this little disturbance to like the bulbs and things that I've got growing here. So I'm going to put one there and one here. Dig a hole. I'm going to fill it with the ericaceous compost. Plant one and then do the other. I've got a bit of a couch grass situation in this one as well. So if I see any roots, I shall grab those. God only knows what these are the roots for, but they are super deep. We do get mare's tail as well, drift across from this plot next to us, so it's a bit unavoidable. Right. The cauliflowers, they are potted up, they have been watered, and they are now back in the shed. Blueberry shaped hole. So this is the originary. What is originary? This is the original blueberry that was in here. He doesn't really seem to have kind of rooted out much though. I'm going to have to give him a bit of a wiggle. Just kind of putting my fingers in there a little bit underneath just to try and this weather has not improved. Right, another thing off the list, I have been and picked the mango wurzels. These are not very impressive. These went right in at the end of about the time I could actually seed them. So they are not spectacular, but I am just going to clean them up and take them home. They'll go in a curry this week, so I'm just going to chop their leaves off and give them as much of a clean up here as I can. Avoid taking as much mess home as possible. What else have we got on the list? What else have we got on the list? Blueberries are done. Pull up the mango wurzel. Plant the viola, sort the seedlings and put up the shelving in the greenhouse. And sort out that whole area where the rhubarb needs to go, which I still haven't done yet. I will. The rhubarb is there waiting. Let's sort the mango wurzel. And then we'll go put shelves up. There's been a minor side quest, a very small one. I've put together the first set of these little shelves, and then I went to put them into the greenhouse, and I realised that the greenhouse needed weeding, so I did that. And that wasn't on the list, but it did seem sensible to do it at that stage. That's my excuse, and I'm going to stick to it. I'm just going to make this one up, and then I'll put this one in the greenhouse too. I've got the violas out of the greenhouse because they need to be sown. I've also pulled out a couple of other bits and pieces that we had growing in there that we sowed in autumn, so I'm going to plant those up as well. Because as is ever the case with anything that I sow, I've sown them far too heavily. So I'm just going to pop some of them out into the beds. I think it's some calendula and some nigella, and just see how they do. If they grow, great. If they don't, we'll sow more. So I'm just going to get this last set made up, pop these into the greenhouse, and move on to planting up the violas and the calendula. So these are the viola. These are the nigella. There's rather a lot in there, as you can see, and the calendula. I'm just going to plant these out and sort of see what happens, because there's far too many to be in these pots. Yeah, if they die, they die. I'll sow more. So that is what I'm going to do next. I've put the nigella in over here. So this is the sort of other side of my shed. I just put a little row of them in there because I thought they'd look quite cute growing up there. Going to do the calendula and the viola. I'll get those done next. I'm about done over on this side. I have planted the violas down here. The calendula have just generally gone around in some of the smaller little fruity beds. And I've put a couple of the viola at the very front of sight there, so that they're kind of there when you come in. It has started raining again on the day that it wasn't meant to rain. However, we don't have much left. I need to move all the rubble. I'm going to put it over on plot 2, right at the top end, so it's not going to be in the way of anything that I'm going to be planting, because there's not going to be any of that. By March we can drive onto site, which means it's easier to remove it, so hence that is why I'm just kind of leaving it for the time being. We can't drive on site right now. In March we can, so it's going to be left there until we can load it up into the van and just take it away. I need to do something with all those edgings. I do believe that is the list complete. Also had another little side quest. I dug up the carrots. I'm going to put that over, or the soil from those over on the carrot beds on this plot though, because they were never going to carrot. So I just thought while I was over there I did that. I'm going to go and grab a little bit of sort of composty, barky, mush down sort of stuff that we've got over in the container over there. That we get free on site, and just give those a little bit of a mulch quickly. I'm done. It's still raining. Wasn't meant to rain today, and yet it rains. Got a polytunnel. Right, let me show you where we got to. One big bag of a load of edgings. I'm just going to take them home at some point. All the rubble, all of that horrible black stuff that was covered all over the site, all the wood that also needs to go to the tip. This side is obviously remains nice and clear. The pallet collars there. Not sure what I'll do with those yet, but if we don't use them, I'll pop them on the little table where anyone can take them. Parsnip, carrot beds. Those are the old carrot planters. I will empty that onto them next time I'm up. There's one piece of sleeper there. I have a number of sleepers actually to come up here, courtesy of the same lovely gentleman that gave me the pavers. So I have some of those to come up. I'm not going to bring them up obviously until I decide that I'm definitely using them. We have a polytunnel. Well, a polytunnel without any poly. I have a tunnel, is what I have. So that is all done. Dave has done that today. I need to, I'll put the interior little beds in. I'm going to do it like the greenhouse in a U shape. Do that. This little bed over here is now cleared over and the rhubarb is in there. His crowns are just poking out. I don't know if they'll pick up on camera. So that is done. He's had a little mulch over. Hopefully he comes good because I say I'm not really sure I should be moving it this time of year. And let's go over onto the other plot. Let's start at the beginning of this one too. Haven't really done a whole lot over here, have I, other than a few pretty things. So this is where a couple of the violas went in. So we've still got some cabbages there, some lamb's lettuce, clear otherwise up until the chard. Mango wurzels have come out. That leaves a load of spinach over there. I will tidy that up a bit next time I'm down. Leeks still doing their thing. Kale still doing their thing. Rocket needs to come up. Garlic in the beds. The purple sprouting broccoli that has all fallen over in the winds, but it is finally beginning to grow purple sprouts. The rest of that bed is clear. Questionable garlic. This was in with the Brussels. Not sure it was very happy. Some beetroot that will probably come out because they've done absolutely nothing. The random chicory, I think it is. This is that rose. Yeah, I've forgotten what it was already. I'll go back and look. Some spring onions in there. Strawberry bed and asparagus row will be going through that. I have ordered it. That's where the rhubarb came out, so that will be comfrey. Both of these will probably be peas. Fruit corner. The rest of violas. Herb bed. The other violas went down here along this little edge. It's my Christmas tree. And seeds and a polytunnel cover. And that's me done. This shed is an absolute state now. I will tidy that next time I'm up as well. But yeah, as ever, thank you for watching. And hopefully the weather will brighten up a little bit and I can actually get up here a bit more than I have been. So wherever you are watching from, have a wonderful day. Thank you.